Assalamu alaikum. My name is Phil Satif and I am from BS Biotechnology. Today my topic is UV spectroscopy data analysis. First of all, spectroscopy. Spectroscopy is the study of properties of matter through its interaction and values. Types of radiations, mainly electromagnetic radiation of the electromagnetic spectrum. Techniques: large group of analytical methods that are based on atomic and molecular spectrometry and spectrometric methods refers to the measurement of the intensity of radiations with a photoelectric transducer or other type of electronic device. The UV spectrometry is the oldest technical instrumental techniques of analysis and is the basis for a number of ideal methods for the determination of micro and semi-micro quantities of analytes in a sample. It concerns with the measurement of the consequences of interactions of electromagnetic radiations in the UV or visible region with the absorption species like atoms, molecules, or ions. Absorption of ultraviolet and visible radiations. Absorption of visible and ultraviolet radiation is associated with excitation of electrons in both atoms and molecules from lower to higher energy levels. Since the energy levels of matter are quantized, only light with a precise amount of energy can cause each possible cause an electron is excited from a full to low energy ground state orbital into an empty high energy excited state antibonding orbitals, and to each wavelength of light has a particular energy associated with it. If that particular amount of energy is just right for making one of the electronic transitions, then the wavelength will absorb. The larger the gap between the energy level, the greater the energy required to promote the electron to the high energy level, resulting in the light of higher frequency and therefore shorter wavelength being absorbed. So transitions from one level to another will be absorbed. Again, with the help of diagram, the large gap between the energy levels, the greater the energy required to promote the electrons to higher energy level, resulting of light of higher frequency and therefore shorter wavelength being absorbed. All the molecules will undergo electronic excitation following absorption of light, but for most molecules, very high energy radiation in the vacuum ultraviolet less than 200 nanometer is required. Therefore, in order to absorb light in the region from 200 to 800 nanometer, where spectra are measured, the molecule must contain either V bond or atoms with non-bonding orbitals. A non-bonding orbital is a lone pair on oxygen, nitrogen, or a halogen. Conjugate system. Molecules that contain conjugated system, i.e. alternating single and double bonds, will have their electrons delocalized due to overlap of the p orbitals in the double bond. This is illustrated below for buta-1,3-diene. Here is another example. Benzene is a well-known example of conjugate system. The chemical structure of benzene consists of alternating single double bonds, and these give rise to the delocalized V system above and below the plane of the carbon-carbon single bonds. You can see here. Although buta-1,3-diene absorbs light for longer wavelength than ethene, it is still absorbing in the UV region and hence both compounds are colorless. However, if the delocalization is extended further, the wavelength absorbed will eventually be long enough to be in the visible region of the spectrum, resulting in a highly colored compound. A good example of this is the orange plant pigment beta-carotene, which has 11 carbon-carbon double bonds conjugate together. Beta-carotene absorbed all to the UV region, but particularly strongly in the visible region between 400 and 500 nanometer with a peak at 750 nanometer. Chromophores. group in a molecule which consists of alternating single and double bonds and absorb visible light are known as chromophores. Transition metal complexes are also highly colored, which is due to the splitting of the d orbitals when the ligands approach and bond to the central metal ion. Some of the d orbital gain energy and some lose energy. The amount of splitting depends on the central metal ion and ligands. So here the difference in the energy between the new level affects how how much energy will be absorbed. When an electron is promoted to the high level, the amount of energy will grow when the color of light which will be absorbed. For example, in the octahedral copper complex, yellow light has sufficient energy to promote the d electron in the lower energy level to the higher one. The laws of absorption. The absorption of law by any absorbing material is governed by two laws, Bueger-Lambert law and Beer's law. Bueger-Lambert law, this law suggested by Picker Bueger in 1729. It's often attributed to John Heinrich Lambert. The law stated that the amount of the light absorbed is proportional to the thickness of the absorbing material and is independent of the intensity of the incident light. Okay, so mathematically this is the mathematical form. The power can be removed by converting to the log I naught form. So changing to the common logarithm, we get 2.303 log. Second law, which is Beer's law. It states that the amount of light absorbed by the material is proportional to the number of absorbing molecules, and again it is represented by I naught, which is equivalent to the 2.303 log. So this combined law states that the amount of light absorbed is proportional to the concentration of the absorbing substance and to the thickness of absorbing material, like path or length. The quantity I, it is absorbance. OD means optical density, and transmittance T, the molecule has not used the energy. The two terms are mathematically commutable. One can be calculated from the other. So here are those. Or optical density is directly proportional to the concentration of path is concerned. So if we know the value of OD, concentration can be calculated concentration of the unknown sample, and this is the formula to find that. Spectrometry measure a sample. For more inexpensive spectrometers, you will come across the absorbance range from 0 to 3, but it can go higher than that for more expensive instruments. The UV 3600I plus and solid space 3700I can measure up to 8 and sometimes higher. And absorbance of 0 means that no light of the particular wavelength has been absorbed by the sample. The intensity of light entering and exciting the sample are both the same. So the ratio I1 and I0 is 1. So minus log 10 of 1 is 0. And absorbance of 1 happens when 90% of the light at that wavelength has been absorbed, which means that the intensity is 10% of what it would otherwise be. In that case, 10 over 100 is equal to 0.1, and minus log 10 of 0.1 is 1. Absorbance is logarithmic scale, similar to the Richter scale used for earthquakes. An increase of 1 unit on the absorbance scale translates into a factor of 10 decrease on the percentage transmitted scale. Another name people tend to use for the logarithm relationship factor of 10 change is order of magnitude. Thus, an instrument that can measure to 3 absorbance unit has a range of 3 orders of magnitude. Remember also as that percentage T means transmission value decrease, the absorbance value increase. So here is it is graphically proved. Absorption spectroscopy work. Let us consider the absorption of light by matter. This is closely related to quantum mechanics. Solving the equation of quantum mechanics that relate to the electron in an atom given a model, like that shown here, is in which the electron have decreased state. E0 is called the ground state and E1, E2, etc. are called excited state. We saw these diagram in the starting. In order for an electron to switch from E0 to E1, light with an energy of E1 to E0 must strike the electron. This is absorption of light. Electrons have particular energy level, and rays of ultraviolet and visible light have the energy to change the energy state of the electrons. Because the high energy state E1 is unstable, the electron soon returns to the ground state E0. The energy discharged when the electron returns from E1 to E0, E1 minus E0, is converted to the heat. If for some reason it is not converted to the heat, the energy is discharged as light. The phenomenon of light emission is well known as fluorescence or phosphorescence. In relation to quantitative measurement performed with spectroscopy, the consequence of this phenomena is that there is a large amount of absorption if a large number of target molecules excite in solution, and only a small amount of absorption if there is only a small number of target molecules orbiting the quantity, and thereby the concentration of substance from the degree of absorption is the fundamental principle behind quantitative measurement. The different data collection mode of typical spectrometer. Number one is scan mode. The most commonly used mode is wavelength scanning. There is the wavelength is scanned while the ordinate value of recording to produce a spectrum as seen above. The graph I show you. Instruments scan from the longest wavelength to short. This is to reduce the sample exposure to high energy UV light that could be cause photo decomposition. Quantization is usually performed on major peak of sample. Data can be collected as either peak, higher area. Beers-Lutz state that the sample absorbance is directly proportional to the concentration. Standards are measured first and can consist of either one or many different concentrations. Concentrations of the standard are then analyzed and graphed using at least squares statistical analysis. Unknown sample can be calculated from the line fitting equation if only a single standard is used. Linearly is assumed. Photometric mode. Sometimes a wavelength scan is not required, but multiple discontinuous wavelength data need to collect it. Photometric mode allows for the table of wavelength to be defined and calculated. This process is usually performed to save time, since its function is quick than a wavelength scan. Time drive mode. The mode collection ordinate data from a fixed wavelength as a function of time, frequently used for kinetic analysis to investigate sample changes over time. Photometric mode measures the absorbance or transmittance at the single wavelength or at multiple up to 8 wavelengths. In multiple wavelengths measurement, calculation can be performed on the data obtained from up to 4 wavelengths, including the calculation of the difference between or ratio of the measurement obtained for 2 wavelengths. Spectrum mode Obtaining sample spectra using wavelength scanning. Changes in the sample can be tracked using repeated scan, but data processing operations such as enlargement or reducing of the spectra orbital peak detection and area calculations can also be possible. And I added some pictures to show that. Quantitation mode generates a calibration curve from standard sample and uses it to calculate the concentration of unknown sample vs combinations of wavelength 1 to 3 wavelengths and derivatives, and calibration curves, k factors and first to third order regression calibration waves are possible. Kinetic mode measure the changes in absorption as a function of time and thereby obtain enzymatic activity value. The kinetic measures mode or the rate measurement mode can be selected. Using this mode in combination with an MMC 1600 to 1600C multi-cell holder 8 to 16 series multi-cell or a CPS 240A cell positioner 6 cell enables to consecutive analysis of multiple samples. The time scan mode measures the change in absorption, transmittance or energy as a function of time using the mode in combination with a MMC 1600 over 1600C multi-cell holder or a CPS 240A cell positioner 6 cell enable the stimulus analysis of multiple cells. Multi-component quantitative method separately quantized up to 8 compound mixed in a single sample. Pure compounds or mixture of compounds can be used as a standard sample. That's all from my side. Thank you so much.